Yeah, it's always a strange period because you lose so many players. On the other side, we could work with the ones who were here. So they had good training sessions. We had several ones coming out of injury. We had also people who are new in the building, like Nana, so we can work with them. We had a good friendly game with Motherwell also last week. So we use the time optimal with all the players who are here, and then you're hoping that nothing happens with your internationals, and it looks the case. Okay, Ross got a knock, but I don't think it will be a problem towards Sunday.
How many training sessions? Nana's been here, obviously the international break, but Nadim, is he training just today with the team?
Nadim was the first time today that he trained with the team. So he signed the day after he was at the game, and then he left for national team. So it was for him his first minutes with the squad today.
Would you have reservations? You're not going to tell me the team. Would you have reservations to throwing a player in from the start who've only trained a couple of times, or given he's fit? Would that be enough potentially?
It doesn't help, of course, if you don't know even the names of your teammates when you need to start the game. So he's just in the building. But we will see. It depends of circumstances also. So I will make that decision after the training tomorrow.
How does your squad look? Ridvan back training, Oscar Cortez, how's he progressing?
Oscar in a really positive way. So he played 60 minutes against Motherwell, and you see him week by week growing to the level that he was before, and that we know what is a good level. So that's a very positive. Same with Hamza Igamani, who's showing a lot of good things in training, so they're progressing well. For the injured players, Ridvan is still out, but he's starting to do individual work outside. And Danilo and Rabbi Matondo, they're out.
It's like there was some unpleasant scenes outside Ibrox after the Derby game. Can you just get your reaction to that and how you processed those
Yeah, it's already a long time ago. So it's never a nice moment to lose against your rivals, and for sure not with the 3-0. So I understand the frustration. We had the same frustration and the anger inside of us. So in a way you understand things. In another way, it depends what words are used in that way. So that happened that moment in the heat of the night or the afternoon. I've been now 10, 12 days longer in Glasgow after also, and I met a lot of fans who reacted in a totally different way and were very positive and supporting the team and the club. So it's in the heat of the moment. It's not things that you like and that you love, but it happened.
You still believe you have the backing, the trust of the supporters?
For sure, 100%, yeah.
What is your message to supporters for the supporters, Rangers supporters all over the world?
Yeah, okay, I don't know how many times I need to repeat that message because I don't want that you guys get bored. But we spoke about end of a cycle. Last year, 16 players left the club. So I think the average age of the players who left is around 28. We brought 11 new players in. Average age is around 23, so that's already a big difference. But you need time also to work with the boys. Football is not putting 11 players on the pitch, give them the ball and just do something. So you need to work on a lot of things. You need to get connections on the field, off the field, but also in the way of playing football, the timings, when to run, how to run, where to run, how to play a ball, where to play a ball. So there's a lot of things to be done, and that needs time. So we're working hard on that with all group. I see a very energetic young group with a lot of young players, with a lot of hunger, with a lot of potential also. And I'm very positive about the story with them, and to work with them and to make them better and to grow as a team. So the team has shown good things in moments, and the team had also difficult things in moments the last couple of weeks, and it's now about turning it fast to a lot of positives and to make as least as mistakes as possible.
You talk about past, obviously you've had this 2-week break. When you look back at everything that happened at the start of the season, obviously the club playing away from home, getting locked out of the Champions League qualifiers, and then obviously culminating in the defeat to Celtic. Can you use this as a reset? Do you feel you need to use these 2 weeks as a reset?
No, because it had to be a reset also if we played 3 days after a Celtic game, and I would have preferred that, to be honest. It's now a long time, and you lose a lot of players who are then out with the national team having a totally different story, and then they need to come back here in another way of playing, and sometimes they forget also things along the way. So that's normal with the international breaks. That's what every manager has in the world, so that's nothing new. So no, I would have preferred to play 3 days after, so that you had, of course, and I would have preferred emotionally the day after, but you need to give also some recovery. So let's say 3 days after. That would be the ideal. It was not the case, and it's now focusing on the next game. So there are 34 games more to play in the league. We have 2 cup competitions. We have a lot of games in Europe for sure, and I hope more. So there are a lot of challenges the next couple of months, and a lot of interesting game. And it's again what the team did and what we spoke about last season, to focus on the next game. That's the important one.
Were you taken aback, Philip, by the level of anger and the abuse directed towards some of the players yourself? Or do you understand, as you have touched on, the situation with the stadium or the Champions League? Do you understand?
No, I know there's a lot of frustration, and I think the stadium bit created a lot. There was a lot of negativity about that, so I'm really happy with the news that we can go back to Ibrox and everybody can feel home again. It was a really big thing, and it's a normal thing. It's like to be put out of your house without you can do anything about. That was the feeling the fans had, and it was a difficult one. So now the most important thing is to go back to Ibrox and to focus on the results and the way of playing and making the story better and better with the team.
Some of the players that obviously got a lot of abuse was the captain, James Tavernier. He's been here a long time, but I mean that's the first time he's been exposed to that. How's he been since the time?
Very mature. So yeah, we talked about that because it's not a nice thing, and it's, if you're a captain, you're a symbol of a team, and people see you that way. I had the same experiences before in Bruges, and I was there 10 years, like that. And in the moments when it's really good, it's really nice to be captain, and in moments when the team doesn't perform, and it's not only about you, it's about the team, and you don't reach the expectations of the fans at moment, you're the first one that they talk to or that they yell to at that moment. So I had these moments also in my career. It's part of being a captain. It's part of being a captain, and I have to say he takes it really mature, and he's very motivated to get really good results the next couple of months, and to get the love back of everybody in the club. The love is from a lot of people still there. A lot of and some people were very, very disappointed after the Celtic game. What we can understand, because we were also.
Can you
How
understand?
do you ensure that he uses that as a motivational tool rather than that and dragging him down? It would be easy for that to happen, is it?
It's easy to run away from your responsibility. He totally doesn't do, but he doesn't need it also to have a fuel and a motivation. So it's somewhere in between, I think.
Can you offer some clarity on whether he was, that there were some reports that he was wanted by some clubs in Turkey, he chose not to go? Again, does that show that he wants to stay here and fight for the cause, if you like?
I don't know what is real about all these rumors. So there were no offers in the club in that way. He's been for sure the player in Scotland, and for me in all my career, who made so many transfers already without anything happening. That's for sure. In 8 months, I've never seen a player making so many transfers, because I read so many times that he was going to go there and there and there, and he's still here, and never came to my office, I want to go, and there was never an offer in that way towards the club. So let's not talk about too much about rumors, I think.
Are you surprised that given everything James has given this club, all the goals, the moments, he's still the guy that when things go bad, he's the player that the fans or certain fans pick out as being the problem in the team.
It's a thing of society. It's not only a Ranger thing. It's in society. It's all over the world like that. And the captain and the manager are the symbols of that, and they get the most stick in those moments. So that's part of our job and our life. Not only here, in a lot of teams in the world. Is it a nice thing? Is it a good thing? It's a thing you love? No, totally not. But it's the world we live in.
You need to have real mental strength in these situations, Philip.
Yes, but otherwise you're not ready to do that, to be a captain of a club. So that's also an important thing if people look for a captain, because it's easy to be captain in the moments that you win or when the club everything goes really well, to be a symbol of that. The real captains are the ones who stand in front of the ship and to keep everything in a good way in the moment that it's difficult. So that's what he's been doing. He's been focusing on himself, on the team, training really hard, playing in this Motherwell game also with the right mentality, helping the new guys in their integration here, helping the young guys. So I didn't see a difference in Tav in that way.
What support have you had what backing have you had from the board this week when things have been, there's been a lot of negativity around the club because of the results?
Yeah, that we talked about everything, about the stadium, about the Celtic game, about where we are as a team now, and the same support as the weeks before. The board knows it's a beginning of a totally new story. They know, they understand that there are so many new players and so many players left and so many young players coming in who need to grow in their potential.
What has the start to the season done to your own personal motivation levels? Has it made you more determined to get things going?
That's difficult because more determined, I think it's difficult. No, I was very determined when I stepped in, and there's no difference in that way. I know the challenge is even much bigger than it was last season. That I know, but I chose for that also. I had a choice to make also in the summer to do that or not. And I love it here. I love the challenge also. It's a massive challenge, but I'm with all my body, my mind, with everything, I want to go for that.
Coming to the players that are out, Philippe, Danilo, what's his situation and how long do you expect him to be out for?
Yeah, Danny was a really unlucky one. So he did in a sprint, he slipped in a really bad way. So we first thought it would be cruciate ligament. To be honest, the feeling we had at that moment and the way he fell down, it was a typical injury or a typical slip to tear your cruciate ligament. Luckily, it's not the case. It's his medial ligament, and the doctor said also that he was really lucky because of all the exercises he did before, that the knee is now so strong that it compensated a lot. But he will be out for at least 4 weeks. And okay, I will then respond to your second message, why he's not in the European list. Because we know already that he's out for this first game in Europe, but also with the history of before, I want to bring him back in a good way. So that's first with league games at that level. You cannot put him now directly after his injury in European games. He's not ready for that. So he was ready for some minutes like he did, and he was growing in that way. And he was happy then to take his goal against Ross County, and he was in a positive way. But he's not ready to play at European level in this moment. So the plan with him is first half of the season to bring him back in the league games, in the cup games. And then we can see after January, he will be at his normal level again. But he needs his time to grow in that way.
He's had no luck at all, has he, since he came to with this injury?
No, but yeah, that's part of football and life. The positive thing with him and the good thing is that he's a fighter, so he doesn't give up. So he's working again here with the physios, working hard. But yeah, you have those moments. It doesn't mean that the next 10 years he's going to be injured a lot. You can have bad luck. And this, the way he glided on the pitch and his foot went away, yeah, just in a duel, out of a duel, it's really unlucky and it can happen to everybody. And maybe he was lucky in the way that he had the injury before with the cruciate ligament already, that everything was so strong, otherwise he would have had that injury for sure.
It's a bit of a cliche, but will he effectively be a new signing for Rangers when he is fit and ready to go?
Yes, at that moment, yes, but okay, like I said, we need to focus now on the guys who are here, on the next game, and not to look in a few months to have a new signing. So I'm focused more on the now.
Okay, last one.
I know you've spoken extensively about Yanis Hadji before, but with respect, he's in the Romania squad, he plays for Romania. Do you understand why people will respect your decision, but maybe fans from the outside looking in might be confused about a player of his quality and the circumstances around it?
I said the things already the last times. The situation didn't change. It's not only my decision in that way. So we will see what the future will bring in that way.
Can you see that being a decision that would change? Is the goal?
No, I just said the situation didn't change for the moment, so there's no reason to go further into that.
Okay guys, part 2 and Barrow